WIBTAH if I told my sister I'm not her personal dog sitter? My 16F sister, 25F, got a new puppy about 5 months ago. Everyone was really against her getting a puppy because she was just moving into a place with her boyfriend and they didn't exactly have the finances for a $6,000 puppy. Well, she got it anyways and it's been the worst 5 months of my life. She's been pawning this dog off on me every chance she gets. Hang out with friends, going on vacation, her full-time job, her and her boyfriend's date nights, you name it, she's done it. She never trained her dog since she's not ever home, so I've been trying to do it since I'm the caretaker. It's been so hard. Since this dog is a puppy, he eats everything in sight and pees on everything, so I'm dealing with all that too. I can confidently say I've cared more for this dog than she has. I have my own life too. A job, friends, my own dogs, a boyfriend who I'd actually like to spend time with, and not running after a dog the entire time we are together. I want to tell her that it's her own dog and she needs to care for it, that I'm not her personal dog sitter, and if she can't care for it then why did she get it? Obviously not that harsh, but something like that. Yes, I know I should be helpful towards my sister and that she's done a lot for me, but I'm just so done with her guilting me or pawning her dog off on me because it's exhausting. So WIBTAH if I told my sister I'm not her personal dog sitter? Update. For anyone who reads this and saw my original earlier, thank you, and thank you to everyone for the advice as well. This is going to be a long edit, sorry for that in advance. I'll put a too long did not read after this edit in case you don't want to read. To start off, here is some info about the dog. He is a Rottweiler, he's not mixed with anything. I thought he was, but nope. My bad. He's not house trained at all, but I was working on it. My sister coddles him, so all he knows is, he gets what he wants when he wants it, and any place is free game for a bathroom, which is not okay. I was trying to teach him all that I can and I thought he was somewhat getting there, but as soon as I started making progress my sister screwed it all up. I'm only 5 feet 2 and 95 pounds, so the older and stronger this dog gets the worse it will be for me, since I am quite possibly the weakest person in this entire world. Lol. I took everything into account and called my sister a couple hours ago. I thought I should just get it over with and say what I need to say before I talk myself out of it. I'm a very shy and timid person when it comes to confrontation. If I can, I avoid it at all costs. With that being said, I told her straight up that I will not be dog sitting for her anymore. I didn't think it was fair to me or the dog to be treated that way. I looked up daycares, trainers and dog walkers. I did a lot of research on each of them and told her everything I found and gave her all their contact information. I also said that I know you might be tight for money, but $10 a week? I asked her if she was willing to raise it. I would appreciate it very much. Then ended with saying I loved her, but I wasn't going to be bossed around anymore or used as a doormat, and I would also really appreciate if she could treat me with a little more respect. After I said all that, it was like hell blew over. She told me that I was a selfish brat for not wanting to help her out, that this is the least I could do for her. She also said that she never gets to live life, and that I'm holding her back from being happy. What about the raise in money, you ask? She said, if you think you are getting any more money you are delusional. I have no more money to give you. That's about where our conversation ended. She hung up and called our parents to tell them I wasn't helping her out at all and I was being a selfish brat. And what did my parents do? Took her side and grounded me. So there's that. And to end it, I will say I was more than willing to help my sister out in emergency situations like hospital visits or if she had anything major going on. I was 100% there and willing to help. However, that all turned into a slippery slope. I know I should stand up for myself, I just hate to cause any tension or anger, so I always just go with it. But now I see that has made me everyone's doormat and I'm not okay with that. Anyways, I'm just looking after my sister's dog for 1 more week till she's back, then I'm done. I can't take the dog anywhere since I don't have the money for that, and I obviously can't just leave him alone because that's cruel. I'm obviously upset about the outcome of the situation, but it's okay. I'll get over it and hopefully we can move past this situation. Too long did not read. I told my sister I wasn't going to care for her dog anymore and I won't be pushed around. She told my parents and now I'm grounded because I'm a selfish person for not wanting to help out. Info. Is she paying you? Not the asshole. Tell her to step up and take responsibility for her dog. The pet isn't yours, it's hers. $6,000? Does it poop diamonds? Not the asshole. Not the asshole. So not the asshole. It sounds like she shouldn't have a dog in the first place. She's totally taking advantage of your kind heart. Am I the asshole for telling my sister I wouldn't invite her to my future wedding? I know it sounds terrible, but hear my out. My sister Lily, 26, is planning a destination wedding soon. She got married on paper years ago and her wedding was cancelled due to COVID. She wants to go through with it again this year and I was excited. I'm 17. When she first got married I was 12–13. I didn't know it then, but she didn't plan on inviting me or my twin brother to her wedding. She came over today to ask our mother to help her book the house everyone would stay at and find everything she needs for her wedding. She was making a list of guests and I realized my twin and I were missing. I mentioned it to her and she ignored me at first. My mom told her that we are old enough now and to let us come. My sister told her, and I quote, "This is my wedding. I decide who comes or not." I was confused and that's when my mom told me she wanted a no-kids wedding. There's, obviously, an huge age gap between us. Since we were in that category during her initial plan we weren't invited. At first I wasn't offended. But during her first plan my niece, 12, and other children younger than me were allowed to go. That pissed me off. We argued for a while with her telling my mom she was welcome to stay home if she didn't like it. That hurt my mom immensely since she sacrificed so much for us. She had to quit law school in her final semester. I told her that I didn't care if I wasn't invited and told my mom to go. My sister looked satisfied, but my mom asked me why I suddenly didn't care. I simply told my sister that if and when you get married she wouldn't be receiving an invite. She proceeded to cry and whine and call me unfair. My mom didn't intervene and simply told us to rethink our decisions and to not ruin our relationship over something silly. I told them I would reverse my decision if Lily simply invited me. And she refused and called me a bitter bitch before running out of the door. My mom told me she understood why I said that, but I was a bit rude. Her husband called me and told me I was a spiteful devil, and I caused Lily to have a panic attack. I feel bad that I caused her to have a panic attack, but she was being unfair. Am I the asshole? Should I just let her have her way since it's her wedding? Update. This will be the only update I make because frankly I don't plan on dragging this out. They just left and I'm too tired to give proper text, so bear with me. My sister apologized to me for what she did when I initially called her out. She did have a panic attack, not because she was mad that I went tit for tat, but the fact that her in-laws pressures her not to invite me since they don't like me. Her husband blamed me after hearing about what happened but apologized realizing it was his parents' doing. While apologizing means nothing to me, I plan on allowing them to show me how bad they feel, from a distance, until I feel comfortable with them again. My brother-in-law also mentioned how they plan on going low contact with his parent due to their constant harassment. My sister decided there's no need for a wedding since they signed the papers or whatever and it would be a waste of money, and enough trouble has been caused. My parents gave them some nice choice words and have set heavy boundaries between brother-in-law and I due to his inappropriate comments. My sister also told him it was unnecessary, but if she actually cares is debatable. I brought up how she treated me and how outside influences aside that there was something else there, and as I suspected I was right. She does hate my twin and I saying we've done nothing but breathe. However, she felt jealous since we lived the childhood she wished to have. She plans on going to my next therapy session with me and starting her own since she has her own problems. Thanks everyone for your advice, love, and humor when this was stressing me out. You should get a t-shirt printed with "Spiteful Devil" on it. Would be awesome. Anywho, you're not the asshole of course, and your sister sounds unhinged. WIBTAH. Lily has the maturity of a 6-year-old. Not the asshole. What a drama queen. Be happy she's getting offloaded to her equally unpleasant husband and you do not have to waste an evening on her. Not the asshole, and your sister and her husband sound awful. He shouldn't be talking to a 17-year-old that way, and your mom should have told both your sister and her husband exactly that. You said nothing wrong. In fact, this would be the end of any relationship with my sister, if it were me. She wouldn't be invited to any birthdays, graduations, etc. If mom would insist on having her, I would just bow out. You have a lot to look forward to and this entitled manipulative woman shouldn't get a chance to ruin it for you, and she would. Not the asshole. There seems to be absolutely no reason not to invite you, besides her not wanting to. So why exactly should she expect an invite to your wedding? Am I the asshole for not taking my stepkid on holiday with us? Update. So from this post I have taken that I am not the that myself and more importantly, the other children, deserve to have fun and relaxed family experiences. I'm thinking especially for my son who is the same age, as I only really have a couple of years before he will likely go off to university. My husband is going to talk to my stepson and explain. He is going to plan a trip in the country with my stepson which he gets to dictate. He can choose if it's just him and my husband or all of us, where we go, etc. I am doing this all guilt-free. The comments which seems to assume I am just trying to exclude my stepson or whatever are just wrong. I know that every day I turn up for this kid. I have sacrificed so much and done as much as I can, and I can't keep pouring from an empty cup. Edit for clarification. I live in Europe. Also, we now intend to talk to my stepson about the holiday, and not keep it a secret. So I saw a similar post the other day and they got incredibly bashed. However, the stepmom sounded like she hated the kid. Which isn't the case here. Me and my husband are a blended family of 4 kids. His bio son who is a teenager, my bio son who is the same age, and then 2 young children we have together. We share contact of my stepson with his mom. His son has autism with odd, PDA traits. He has a tendency to become verbally aggressive with us and the other children. He's in therapy and gets treatment. However, we still have regularly outbursts and meltdowns, especially if things don't go his way. He perceives someone else as getting their way. He needs to share anything, even driving long distances are now avoided as they can trigger him. We try really hard to accommodate his needs. Up until this point we have only ever holidayed domestically, as even the idea of trying to go on an abroad holiday is so daunting. Even our domestic holidays have been horrendous, always having to leave something early or actually be asked to leave by staff because his behavior. For example, we recently went to play ice hockey, his favorite thing, and he didn't putt his ball. He threw his stick and cursed at a member or staff. We had to leave and my son was really upset about it. I have actually taken my kids on holiday with family abroad once so they at least get that experience. Anyway, fast forward to now. I've received a nice amount of money for us and can afford to do a mini break abroad for 3 nights, with me, my husband and my son and our 2 little ones. Me and my husband chatted and decided not to take our stepson because it will just mean 3 days away, walking on eggshells, and arguments. I wouldn't want to take the kids alone as the little ones can be hard work. Instead, I suggested to my husband to take his son away when we come back, just the 2 of them together. Or alternatively we all go to a caravan at the end of the summer holidays, whatever stepson prefers. Our plan is to not tell my stepson. My stepson's mom has heard about this, and is very angry at me, and has basically branded me as an evil stepmom, which is upsetting. But I honestly see no other way around this. Unless we just drag him along and the all kids have a miserable time? Or we just const and go on holiday domestically. But I feel my children are just missing out on the experience of abroad holidays and experiencing other cultures, and me too. I've only been abroad once. My husband now wants to cancel and instead just do something domestic with them all. I feel deflated and stood my ground. But now I just feel like a massive awe. You are 1% the asshole for refusing to tell your stepson why he's excluded. You always accommodate and he finds ways to ruin your holidays. Clearly your stepson's mother never had ruined her holidays, so she paints you as the villain for wanting to enjoy. Not the asshole. No assholes here, except possibly his mum. It isn't fair on the other 3 children that they miss out on experiences because of your stepson. Does your stepson understand how what he does has an impact? Will he understand why he isn't invited on this holiday? WIBTAH. PDA is just not the same as other kinds of ND. It's fair to want a break. He can learn to do better, it just takes time. Info. Are you from Europe? Not the asshole. His is a completely different situation. Am I the asshole for trying to lose weight? I, 30F, have noticed that I've gained about 10 pounds over the years and have been making small changes to try and lose weight. I'm getting older and realize my metabolism is probably slowing, so I want to start working on it before it gets worse. I don't consider myself to be overweight, but my personal preference is that I'm around 125 pounds. I'm 5 feet 4 inches and currently 138. Again, I don't think I need to lose weight, but I want to. I would still be perfectly healthy at 125 pounds. The problem is my sister, 37F, said that what I'm doing is triggering to her. She is a bit overweight and has really struggled with her body image for years. My heart breaks for her because I think she's beautiful and wish she could see that. But she thinks that me trying to lose a little weight is indirectly saying she needs to. To be clear, I have been making an effort to not talk about it around her because I know it's a sensitive topic. But because I got a Bowflex and have mentioned that I'm being mindful of calories, she said it's really triggering for her and it's hurtful. It's only come up in conversation because we want to meet for lunch and I said I want to go on my cheat day, and another time I mentioned that my husband and I are trying to eat healthier to get in better shape. But my sister hasn't had good experiences in the past with calorie counting and believes that it's toxic. I recognize that may be the case for some people, but for me I feel fine doing it and find that it's helpful. My sister says she's worried about me and doesn't think I should lose a single pound. I don't think it's fair to me, because I feel like this is a personal choice that is nobody else's business. I'm still eating 3 meals a day, I'm not starving myself, and I'm not hurting anyone else. I'm basically just not eating snacks, junk food, candy, drinking soda, and I'm keeping my meals all around 400,500 calories. But even if I don't ever bring up the topic, my sister says just by me doing what I'm doing, I'm triggering her. Am I the asshole? Update. I talked to my sister and explained that my choices are my own and I have a right to do what I think is best for me. I told her that I can respect her boundary by not talking about it around her, and she needs to respect me by trusting that I know what I'm doing and I'm doing what's best for me. I also told her that my choices have nothing to do with her and that her feeling hurt or insecure is the last thing I want. I said that making these changes in my life by no means is making any comment about her body. I told her I love her and think she's beautiful regardless, and I just want her to be happy. She apologized and recognized that I didn't do anything wrong and that it's just her own deep-rooted issues with her body that she needs to work on. To those saying she's narcissistic, I disagree. She's never been that way towards me. She's only human and has her own insecurities just like anyone else. None of us are perfect humans all the time. I love her dearly and it breaks my heart that she's in pain and struggling so much. Lastly, I just want to mention that this wasn't a post to bash on my sister, so I don't appreciate the fat-phobic comments that have been coming in here and there. I appreciate the support, but saying cruel things is unnecessary and not the point of this post. Thank you for all the great advice. I have been reading all the comments and they are so appreciated. Not the asshole triggered lol? She'd probably love it if you were fat too so she can feel better about herself, she can stay triggered. Keep improving yourself, don't listen to her. Not the asshole. Your sister is projecting her insecurities on you. Losing weight is also about health. Not the asshole. I don't mind saying that your sister's attitude is triggering me. Live your life the way that suits you best. Her issues are hers to deal with. Maybe the time is coming when you'll decide that being around her isn't worth the effort you have to expend placating her. Not the asshole. My sister says she's worried about me. No, she is not. Not the asshole. You aren't responsible for her feelings. There are millions who try to lose weight, and do. She can't tell them all that it's triggering, and to not talk about it.